Please join me today for a flip through of what I've been up to in the month of July. Hi everyone, welcome to Hilltop View Journals. Today I'm going to do a flip through of a couple of collage journals that I've been working in during July. I did a little collaboration with Inky Mia on Instagram, and I'll link her profile in the description, and it was hashtag 1 page at a time in July. And what we were trying to do for last month in July was just have a space where we could simply create and not follow any prompts, not have to create every day. If I did anything, it counted towards creativity, because before I started that with Inky Mia, I was in a complete slump. I'd just completed the 100-day project. I'd come back from a very awesome retreat, crafting retreat with RachandBella crafts, which left me quite stimulated but tired, and yeah, I just couldn't get back into my routine of crafting. So Inky Mia came up with this idea, shared it with me, and I loved it. So that's what I've been doing for the last month. So I thought I'd share with you what I've made. It's just a quick flip through, and there's lots of photos on Instagram if you want to go over to my Instagram account. It's hilltop_view_journals. So I'll start with this little thing, and it's just a little envelope to keep bits and pieces. I've tried to limit myself as much as I can, but you know how it goes. So quite often I would just pick up things from my desk as well from other projects. But this is just a little holder really to keep hold of stash. This is a very special map that was gifted to me by Jez from Nigeza Creates. This was when we went on our craft retreat and we went for a walk around Abergavenny. So I can't wait to use this in my journaling. So that's very exciting. And I've got bits and pieces. I've got notes. I've got scraps in here. A little tag I haven't used yet. These I intend to use like pocket. I can either add a pocket or just clip things onto them, onto the pages, just like I've done here. Just clipping a bit of ephemera, and I've got some more goodies in here as well. So that's what I try and keep to the side, so if I go away anywhere, I can quickly grab this and I know that I'll have enough scraps to work on a page when I'm away. So that's that, and I'll link the video to that as well as how I made this bag. So it's just a brown paper bag, and I did a little collage on the front, and then in here I've got 2 journals. Now I will link the video to how I made this part of the journal, and at the time it actually was 1 journal, but during July I had to split the journal because it was getting too big. I could barely work in it. So what I did was let's just have a look here. So I've got 3 signatures. Now I've got 2 signatures in this journal. You can see 1 signature there, 1 signature there. And what I did was I took out the middle signature and then I glued these 2 pages together. So it doesn't look like it's separate anymore. Because I left such a gap, it was kind of odd. I couldn't just leave 2 signatures on their own, so I just literally glued them, and I did. I ripped out the signature. It was a bit terrifying at the time, but it worked out okay. And then this was the second signature, so as you can see, it's made exactly the same as these signatures in this one. And I just stitched this in, and then I made this cover out of a greeting card, which I'll explain to you in a second. So let's just put that to one side for now. And some of the pages I made in this journal, I did do process videos on Instagram, but most of the time I didn't, because I just wanted to enjoy the process, and I decided that it was a little bit too much pressure at the time to try and record what I was doing, as well as thinking about what I was doing and creating a finished page. And what quite often did in this journal was do a little bit on different pages and then come back to them and then finish them. And I found that a really good way of creating, and I'm definitely going to keep on doing that in this journal. So, as I said, this cover was made out of a greeting card, and I didn't back it. It is just a single greeting card, and it is a card. Now, I don't know if you can see on the camera there, but you can see backwards it does actually spell niece, and it was a card that was given to me by my uncle not long before he died last year. He hadn't written in the card. He was getting too ill to write cards. He did make an effort to give me lovely birthday cards and gifts every year. But this one, he wasn't able to write in. He just said, "Oh, here's your birthday card." I haven't had a chance to write in. It was fine. I said, and he said, "Oh, you know," he said, "I'll try and write it now." And I said, "No, it's fine. I'll just take the card." And I love the inside of the card. So I've kept that like that, and it's the little fairies, and it reminds me of a child. It's a childhood memory. I used to have a duvet cover with these fairies on. So, yeah. So that's what the cover is. And then on the cover, I've created this sort of like a cluster, really. I've got a little bit of brown paper there. I've got some scrappy fabrics. I've got some brown paper, more scrappy fabrics. And then this is one of my clothes tags. So I will link a video showing how I made that as well. And you can see I've just got a little bit of embellishing there, a bit of bling. I don't do much bling, but when I do, I like to add just a touch of colour. And it's not really a neutral journal, but obviously the front is quite neutral. And here I've just covered this with texture paste and gesso. This is from a digital kit. So if I come inside then, so this is the first page, and this is another closed tag, I believe, and I've just glued it in place with some of my scrappy fabric and tea-dyed doily, and I think I've actually sprayed a little bit of Distress Oxide on there as well. And I've used, I think this might be Pink Monarch prints, so I've used that. It's a digital kit ephemera. So I fussy cut it and just added it on the top of some more stenciling there. Then this page, I've got some of my watercolour doodles, and I've also done some collage. And I think this is a Pink Monarch print background page. And this is one of my clothes tags that I've watercoloured over, and then I've done some journaling, another watercolour doodle there, and that flips, a little bit of stamping there. And the background pages are all part of the journal. It's how I made the pages. I made them like Franken pages. On the next page then, I've used a little bit of underpaper. That's from a bouquet of flowers that my husband bought me, and one of my botanical doodles, and I made a cluster with fabric and a little bit of vellum that I printed on. This is from the edge of a sketchbook, and some washi, and gosh, I don't know when I made this, but that's from one of RachandBella Crafts digital kits, and I just stitched on it. I must have been practicing stitching or something. And some more fabric there, and I just built up the page. This one, I made this piece here as a standalone. It's a doodle with acrylic paint, and then I've built up this part of the page here with various scraps. This is from a watercolour painting that I didn't like, so I just ripped it up and used it as a background. Just some scrappy bits of fabric. I did some stenciling there and I didn't like it and I covered it. I just sprayed some Distress Oxide on there. Did a little cluster here for Choose Gratitude, and then this is just part of the franking page. So I haven't finished this journal by any means. I've got quite a lot of pages. Well, I've not got so much in this one, but in my other second part of this journal I have got quite a lot of pages left to do, so I will be doing that over the coming months. This one I have used elements from a little stash I bought at RachandBella Crafts retreat. I just love the colour there, and it just matched this flower which was part of the page. This was made by RachandBella Crafts. I bought some of her snippet rolls. They are absolutely gorgeous. This is another piece of scrap from Rachel's kit. And that is actually from one of her kits as well. That sentiment there. And I just love this page. I just love the colours. They really speak to me, so I need to focus on those colours a lot more. And then, so you can see here the types of pages that I'm collaging over, and they're great because they give you a springboard to what to add to the pages. So this one was I did two separate pages. I did this one first, which is a basic collage, one of my little doodles. I've used scraps, and this I found in my I found this in my uncle's house, and I don't know why he had something in there from 21 Francis Terrace with the name Howells on, because his name wasn't Howells and he didn't live at 21 Francis Terrace. But there we go, that's what I found in his stash, so I've kept that. It's a little bit of I think that is from possibly Pink Monarch prints, and I can't remember whether that's from Rachel or Pink Monarch prints. I just use scraps, so quite often I can't remember where they're from. Then this one, this is one section here, which is a little sentiment, and I didn't record this on camera, but I do have a sentiments video where I do show how to make this type of thing. So I added a piece of like a ticket stub on the back of that to make it into a pocket. And then in the pocket then I've just got some more ephemera and a little feather that I found while I was walking up to the house one day. So it's just got that lovely blue in there, so I was chuffed with that. So there was a pocket on this page already, so I just glued this down, sort of like a cluster on top of the pocket, and then this is one of my clothes tags. So you will see the video link to that in the description box. Again, I did two separate pages here. This is a piece of leftover from one of the videos that I was making using clothes tags. And I made a cluster, just some pretty fabric and just some scraps, and I just stitched it all together and used one of my doodles. And then this one is another one of the clothes tags. I think I may have just cut this out actually, out of a piece of card actually, but I did make this in the clothes tag video, and it is sort of texture paste with stenciling and then Distress Oxide sprays, and I've added some fabric there, and it's just tucks behind a belly band, and then I've got this great big flower on the belly band. And then this whole piece was something that I pre-made, I can't remember when, long time ago, probably about 2-3 years ago. And the green just went really well with the cover here, so I just stuck that on, and you'll see here there's a little bit of plasticky packaging. That's from the same bouquet of flowers that the blue one is from, which is, where is it? There. So that comes from there. And then this was on some food. It did actually say ready to eat and enjoy, and every time I look at that I think of eat rather than just ready to enjoy, but that's where those are from. And in the back again I've used a clothes tag with digital kits and some more of my stenciling and a digital image there, and that's a digital image as well. And I love this material. I've used the same there and the same there, and I just think it's so pretty. I love it. So I've just put that on the back, and then yes, some messy gesso as well. So that was the sort of mini cousin to the main journal. And this one comes in 2 parts as well. I was worried about this piece because I thought, oh, actually, I think there is actually some ephemera in there. But I thought this might be a bit delicate to keep on the journal while I'm working in it, so I made it removable. And you'll see in the video that I link, you'll see how I made these pieces. This was from the journal shed. I just love that, so I added that in. And yeah, so this is a big huge cluster. So this is the first page, and it was already in a pocket, so I added this really pretty cluster. Again, I love the colours, the greens, the browns, the pinks. These are pieces of fabric that I was gifted from RachandBella Crafts Retreat, and then I've just got a lovely photograph from my stash, not a family. This one was already in the journal, and it was just something that I made. Again, it's just a cluster with some of my really messy doodling on. Then I did this a little while ago, back in April, so this was already in the journal, and I did this page. I think I did this on camera as well. I'll see if I can find the video. And I've used this lovely postcard that was in my stash. This is digital kit, more digital kit, and I've just done lots of collage. This is original ephemera. Again, I found this in my uncle's documents, and it's got Carmarthen, where I'm from. Well, where I live. I shouldn't say where I'm from. I'm from Margate in Ramsgate. Well, Ramsgate in Kent originally. But yeah, so that's where I've lived all my life. So there's a couple of pages that are still empty. This again, I did this in April, and this is a very popular picture on Instagram, and it's just one of my doodles with acrylic, watered down acrylic paint, and it's a very simple cluster, and I've used the page as it was, and yeah, and just put that in place, and yeah, people seem to like that, so I like it too. So yeah, I guess people have similar taste to me. This was the painting that this piece came from. And yeah, I didn't particularly like it that much when I did it. And I think it was just the shape and the size of it. So I decided to use it in here and just create a page from it and add some different elements like fabric. And there's that art sketchbook again, and pieces of scraps and things, and there's a little bit of embossed paper there. So I quite enjoy doing this because it just came together in a couple of minutes. So this again, I don't know if I can show you, but it's the back of a photograph, but I really liked the writing on there, so I turned it round. Don't think there's anything on these. Oh yeah, this page. So one of my watercolour doodles, and I thought it went really well with this image, which I didn't want to cover. It's from a flower book, one of the field book flowers, and then I did some journaling about something that was painful at the time. It's another one of my doodles. This is of Llanstefan, a view to Llanstefan Beach. If you ever get a chance to come to West Wales. And again, some more of this flower bouquet wrapping, and just a very simple cluster there. And that is some jelly prints that I made, gosh, quite some time ago now, that I found in my stash, so I thought I'd use it. And then this is brown paper that's been embossed. I did this while I was away at the retreat back in June with RachandBella Crafts. Again, I'm just doing pretty much just repeating things really, just using various elements and creating either collages like here or clusters using my stash up. So I try to match in the background pages with the elements that I was using. And this comes from, see if I can find it here. I found it now. And I've had to take my jumper off because I got hot searching for it. So this piece here came from this book, which I purchased on Amazon. It was just one of those, oh, I see what it looks like. So I was looking for stickers. And it's got some gorgeous, gorgeous stickers in here. And they're the type that when you put them on the paper, it's kind of translucent. So I really like them because I don't like the shiny stickers very much. And it's a job to actually find stickers that I like. And I think, yeah, they're really nice, actually. I love all these. So there's tons and tons and tons of lovely stickers. And then, let's just go. And in the back then, you've got these sheets of paper, which again are lovely. And they're really thin as well. So they're great for collage. So I highly recommend it. It's called Vintage Series Sticker Book, Blooming as Flowers. So I will leave a link to this in the description box below. And you can see here, I've just got a stamped image. And that was from a piece of packaging that came from Etsy when I purchased some items from Frosted Bramble. And this was a page where I used some digital kits, and this was a cluster that I had in my stash from quite a long time ago. So I made a very simple little tag, and then I've used a repairs tag there. Again, another very simple page, and then that's from one of RachandBella Crafts' kits. It's the French botanical one. This image and this stamp came from RachandBella Crafts from one of the packs that I bought at her retreat, and then I added some lovely fabric here. That was from Rose from Journals in Time. Please do go and check out her channel. And then I just added some collage in the background, and again that's from Rachel's kit, and this is the hashtag 1 page at a time in July. And there's a little bit of doily there. So again, just collage after collage. This was another thing that was from my stash, and I found it and thought, oh, it just goes lovely with this background page. So I added a piece of jelly printing there and a bit more mark making there. Got some baking paper with lots of bits and pieces on there, and there's just a collage of different papers. So I thought that came together quite well, and I love the colours. I love oranges. This one, I got to laugh at this. How I didn't spot the spelling mistake, I don't know. But when I did spot it, I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there because, yeah, it's just, yeah. That's where my head is at sometimes. So this is one of my doodles, and I created a cluster there, some more doodles, and I created a cluster there, and then curiosity, spelled curious-ity. So it's quite funny. But I've just used the background pages there that you can see, and also a little bit of fabric that I thought went well with the colours. And I enjoyed putting this page together. I enjoyed mixing colours I don't normally work with, which is why I was trying to say curiosity. But anyway, I misspelt it, so that's how it goes. This is tissue paper. I think it's Tim Holtz, and one of my doodles with watered down acrylic ink. Again, I just created a collage, and I've kept the background page as well, so you can see that shining through. And also I've got a digital image there, which is like a ticket, and some of this faux sellotape there. So it's a really simple page, didn't take long to put together. Some plain, this one again, so this is from that sticker book that I showed you, and I just did really quick collaging, and there's a little hidden place to store notes and things there. and another one of my doodles. So just very simple page, took a couple of minutes to put together. And this one was a page spread that I really enjoyed making, and I think I actually made the process for this is on Instagram. So I used the background page that I had, and those are the colours that I was trying to mix or trying to match in. So I used one of my flower doodles. I used a cluster made by Rachel. I love having things made by other people in my journals. It just makes them so special. And I made a little pocket out of it, and then it's one of my watercolour doodles. I did a little bit of journaling on the back, and that's just mounted on brown paper packaging that's been stained, and I've got some material there. This part here of the cluster I had made previously. It was in my stash and I didn't like it, so I just changed it up and added it on the page. And then I don't think these are covered, no. And then this is my last page. This is probably one of my favourite because I love the colours. I love pink and green, and I bought this trim while I was going around the markets in Birmingham. And this is a lovely digital print and just some book page, some of my doodles. This is a digital print here, some washi tape. And that, I believe, is from that sticker book. And just the colour green went really well with this page. So that went underneath as well. And I haven't done anything on the back. I may do. Not too sure yet. But that is it. That's a flip through of what I've been doing in July. I hope you enjoyed that. I've certainly enjoyed the challenge with Inky Mia. It was great. We kept in contact with each other. We've kept each other motivated, and we're going to carry on. We've now got a hashtag 1 page at a time 2025. So if you'd like to join in on that, we would love to be able to share your work. If you want to share it on Instagram, or please do leave comments in my YouTube videos if you'd like to also take part. And we are planning something in September, but that is still very much in planning phases. So I will let you know as soon as we've made decisions on exactly what we're going to be doing. But until then, and until I do another page in my journal, which will try and share with you, I would really appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed this flip through, and also subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying the content. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.